Hey guys, how you doing? This is Andrew Sims with the Sims Consulting Group, and today I want to talk about something very special to me. And it kind of epitomizes my goals or what I want to do with this channel or what I potentially really want the outcomes for the people that tap in and work with us and do business with us and are coached by us and kind of what's the goal? What am I trying to achieve? And I was listening to I was watching something on YouTube, right? Somebody that I respect a great deal. Naftali Horowitz is the financial advisor that said this perfectly, and it really kind of synced with me when he said it. And he talked about the difference between rich people and successful people. And on the Sims Consulting Group, our channel, our mission is to really create successful people, not just rich people. And I kind of started to dig into that topic, and I came up with five specific points that I think differentiate or kind of show the middle ground between what's a rich person and what's a successful person. So I got my notes here, so I'm gonna go back and forth, man. But stay tuned, stay hooked, because I think it'll help you a lot, and it'll make a lot of sense as we go forward. So let's first acknowledge that being rich and being successful are two entirely different things. Rich just means you have money, right? Or a certain level of money. It's not just, to be rich, there has to be a substantial amount of money. But all that means is that you have money. The term successful incorporates a lot more than just your bank account, right? How do you treat people? How do you relate to people? Are you ethical? Are you moral? All of those things have to come into play when you're talking about overall success or success in general, right? Just because a person's rich doesn't mean they're successful. And I hear that a lot, that we always equate, and particularly a lot I see on YouTube nowadays is, just because a person has money doesn't mean they should have your ear. Because a person's financially successful in one area doesn't mean they should be advising you in another area, right? We had an incident of somebody that was very successful in music, tried to now, I guess, kind of move into the arena of politics, right? And they're not skilled in politics, but when because of their success, they have influence. So when they make statements that are not accurate, or they say things that are not actually true, right? It could really throw people off. So we have to be mindful that just because a person has money doesn't mean they're all knowing. Let's talk about money. Money is neutral, right? Money's neither good or bad. So when you look at a person in terms of their wealth, you can really judge their morality by what they do with their money. And I'm saying that specifically because money is a resource to bless people, right? It's a resource to enjoy life. It's a resource to go on vacation and do the good things like taking care of your family. But if you really want to know the intentions of a person, you could look at how they spend their money, because it shows you what's important to them or what's valuable to them, right? And to me, when you're looking at a successful person, their money speaks for them. And philanthropy, whether they're a tither in their church, whether they're supporting people that need help, right? All these different things are indicators. Money's a locator. Where do you stand on a particular issue? Do you have? I can see that by your financial statement. Where do you believe about a specific topic? Do you really want change? Well, what does your money show? So let's remember, money is neither good or bad, right? I'm not downing the rich person for having money, but what I'm saying is the rich person may lack in other areas that are really important when you do have money, because money is neutral. It could hurt someone, or it can help someone. Number three, rich people are financially healthy but lack several other needed qualities. And this is my term. This is not saying that every person that's rich is in this situation. But I really want to draw a line in the sand about what it is that I want to work with and who I want to create, right? Who I want to be. Because if I don't draw that line, then you would think money is the goal. Money is a byproduct of the goal, right? The goal is to be successful, ethical, moral, productive, all these different things. And because of that, money's a result. Money is not the goal in of itself. When you talk about business, right? Business is not a personal entity. It's an organization. It's not a person, right? So the objective of a business is to make money. But as an individual, money is the means to a specific end. You can't eat money. You use money to buy groceries, right? So make sure we understand that. But what I'm really trying to drive home is that just because a person is rich, right, and has money, doesn't mean that they treat their family good. Doesn't mean that you should model your the way you husband after them. Because what happens is the person with the money a lot of times sets the trends because they can paint a narrative. They can write a check and paint a narrative. And what I'm saying to you is this: be careful of which narrative you're reading and which person you're following. Just because we said it a little bit earlier, just because a person has money doesn't mean they should have your ear. Now, maybe they can school you on how they made their money, right? If a person's a real estate investor and they're very successful at real estate investing, well, you can take advice when it comes to real estate investing, but don't take medical advice from that person, right? And what I'm saying to you is there's a clear difference between being rich and being successful. Now, successful people are healthy, not perfect, in all of life's major areas. What do I mean by that? The successful person goes home and his family sees him as successful. His church family sees him as successful. He does what he says he's going to do. He has morality. He has ethics. He has principles that are guiding his life and producing successful results, not just in his bank account. Too many times, right? Too many times we give the bank account more. What's the word I'm looking for? We give the bank account more than it deserves, more respect than it deserves, right? When you look at a person, sometimes we could look at a person and we could say, that person has $1 million in their bank account. And we could say, forget everything else about that person. That $1 million is what makes him special, successful, and all these other different things. But we don't ask ourselves, how did this person get that money? What is this person doing with that money? How is this person impacting society? What do people that are closest to this person think about it? Because you can be a great business person as far as a boss, right? You can really be good on your numbers, but everybody that works for you hates being around you. Because we know that it gets, the higher you go, the lonelier it gets. But in some cases, it's lonely because you're just not the type of person that people want to be around. So you have to understand that as you go forward and you build your business and you build your career, make sure you're the type of person that you would like to work for, or you would like to be around, or you would like to be, if you have a spouse, make sure that you're doing the best by. Don't just be successful in your business and horrible at home. Be successful in every area, right? Give the same credence and respect to the things that don't make you money as the things that do. Not saying you have to give equal amount of time, but when it comes to having a totally successful life, that has to be a little more all-encompassing than just your bank account. Number 5, remember your core values. As you begin to matriculate and make money and become successful and do all the things that you want to do and be all that God has created you to be, as you matriculate and grow, don't forget your core values. Don't allow money to start changing you. Now, this is something that I want to make sure I'm very clear on. Money should change you in a good way. What do I mean by that? If you're in a bad neighborhood, money should get you out of that bad neighborhood, right? If you have bad eating habits and you can't afford good quality food, money should change that. If you you should pay your bills on time, money should bring you better vacations. Money should bring you some frame of peace, right? Because money does answer certain things, but it doesn't answer all. And as you begin to get money, right? Let's take the life of a believer. Right? When a believer first starts out and they don't have everything that, they're at church every Sunday. They go to God every 20 minutes for everything, right? You have to apply faith. You have to believe. You have to stand on faith because you don't have the resources readily available, so you have to believe God. So now you're conducting yourself a certain way because you want God to bless you. Then all of a sudden, a couple years later, you're walking in faith and the money starts to come in. and it starts to fill up that bank account and fill up another bank account. And now you don't have to pray for the bills anymore, right? You got plenty of money in the bank. You don't have to pray that your car starts, right? You got a brand new BMW. You don't have to pray that the roof or the refrigerator works, because you have plenty of money to fix those issues. Then you start changing your attitude. You start treating people differently. Now, before, when you were on equal footing with people, you talk to them a little differently. But now that you're the rich person, you're the boss, you're the CEO, now you just talk to people however you want, because you're the man, right? You have the money. So you forgot who you were. Money's changed you in a negative way. It's made you a person that you probably at one point said you would never be. Or you can trust me with money because I'm going to remember where I came from. Now, what don't I mean? You don't have to stay the same when you become successful. There are things that you need to do, that you need to move differently, right? Because now you can be a potential target for people, right? Now you're seen as a means to an end, right? So you got to be careful of who you consider a friend. You got to really analyze, why are people coming to me and asking me for why are people around me? Are they around me for me? Are they around me for my money, right? So you have to be more cautious. So money can change you in a positive way. And it also has its responsibilities, right? There's this positives and its negatives with being very successful. But you as an individual should never forget your core values. You should be the same person, right? As far as your values inside. If you're a respectable person and you're nice to everybody and you shake everybody's hands, don't let money change that. If you care about people and you want to support them, and don't let money change that. Don't let money move you into a place that you were never supposed to be. Right? Be a good person. Remember your core values. I have 2 scriptures and I'm out of here. 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 10 says, "For the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. It is through this craving that some people have wandered away from the faith and pierced themselves with many pangs." What does that mean? That when a person desires money above all, they'll do anything to get it. And it'll open up any evil door that the enemy can provide for you to walk through in order to get some money. Right? You see it every time. People will do anything on the internet. They will show anything. They will say anything. It's crazy, right? What people will do for likes and money, right? More so likes nowadays than even money, which I find strange, but it's still true, right? So the crush, and this is the difference between rich and successful people. Successful people don't do anything for money. Maybe that rich person does. So you have to be mindful that loving money above all else, above integrity, above morality, above faith, above God, will open the door to you doing some very, very bad things. So I'm cautioning you against that. Money is the byproduct of doing the right thing, not just an end-all goal in of itself. Proverbs chapter 13, verse 11. These are both out of the English Standard Version. "Wealth gained hastily will dwindle, but whoever gathers little by little will increase." Take your time. As you walk this road of life, as you embark on this journey from where you are to where God wants you to be, take your time, learn the lesson, gather it little by little, right? Produce it little by little. You'll have some better months, you'll have some smaller months, right? When it comes to income and when it comes to profit and all those things like that. But it's better for you not to have it dumped all on you at one time than you to actually learn how to create wealth. You learn how to walk through the process, learn how to build a business, learn how to be content with what you have, learn how to grow and develop your personnel, your people, right? Take your time. The time between starting the process and finishing the process is a lifetime, right? So become comfortable with increasing little by little, going little by little, right? It's the slow and steady that wins the race, not the fast, 0 to 100. I'm broke one day, I'm rich the next day. That is not good for anybody. So once again, this is Andrew Sims with the Sims Consulting Group, and we're talking about the difference between rich people and successful people. Y'all be blessed, man.